2020. For the first time ever, we can truly say hindsight is 2020. Would we change things if we knew then what we know now? Well, probably, but with all the struggles that we faced in 2020, we also found a new sense of toughness. Call it a pivot, going with the flow, or simply adapting. The city of Bay City made it through. Now let's hear from City Manager Dana Muscat about this truly unique year in review.
In a normal year, we'd invite you here to the City Commission chambers to celebrate our successes. This year, we've opted to hold a virtual look at 2020. Take a look to see what the City of Bay City accomplished despite every challenge. I think you'll find our employees, businesses, and community members are Bay City strong.
Hi, I'm Ed Bromberg, the Interim Human Resources Director for the City of Bay City, and COVID-19 changed everything for how the city does business.
It's only fitting we begin this look back with the backbone of 2020. If we had an MVP award to give out, our human resources team would be a top contender. As soon as COVID-19 arrived on our doorstep, the team had to create a response plan, implement it, and continually update it with every change. From day to day, they had to deal with workforce questions and challenges as employees and family members were exposed to the virus and were forced to quarantine. That's on top of their regular duties to make sure employees were paid, retirees had their questions answered, and many other necessary tasks we take for granted were handled.
Hi, my name is Tony Reyes. I'm the Director of IT and Deputy City Manager. And what we've learned from 2020 is that as long as you have a disaster recovery plan in place, then it doesn't matter if it's a global pandemic or a fire. Continuity of business is just another day on the job for IT.
In March, almost overnight, working from home became the norm as the closed signs went up around City Hall. Our information technology team worked behind the scenes to quickly equip as many employees as possible with the tools they needed to keep city government running from home offices. Just look at all the equipment they prepared and kept operating seamlessly on the city network through a VPN. Since the pandemic began, IT has resolved more than 1,700 service requests.
City of Bay City Community Development, this is Amy.
Every phone call to city offices had to be answered regardless of an employee's location. IT made it possible for calls to be answered on cell phones, office phones, and even laptops. Meetings switched from in-person to online, requiring more behind-the-scenes IT upgrades. We may have been working from home, but city services never stopped thanks to our tech team. Our city clerk's office had to adapt as well. A new email system kept voters up to date on the status of their applications and ballots. They sent more than 18,000 emails. And this outside drop box gave voters a secure, no-contact option to safely leave their election materials. Our city clerk reported a record number of absentee voters in 2020, with more than half of voters choosing to vote absentee. The city assessor also found a silver lining in 2020. Take a look at this map. Each red dot is a home sold. Add it all up, and it shows more homes were sold last year compared to 2019, and median home values rose.
Hi, my name is George Martini. I am the Fiscal Services Director for the city, and I supervise the Utilities Customer Service Department. Our challenge over the past year has been providing good customer service without being in contact with the customers. We made a lot of changes, and I believe we succeeded in continuing to provide quality services to our residents.
When City Hall closed, we gave our utility customer service users new options. Bill payment fees were waived, and we added a second outside payment drop box. We seamlessly learned to serve our community online and over the phone.
Hi, I'm Debbie Kiesel, the Community Development Director with the City of Bay City. 2020 has been a year of adaptability for us. Our crews have learned to adapt and work in this shutdown world.
Community development connects city government to our businesses and people who call Bay City home. What a year despite the pandemic. The economic development team helped secure a more than $50 million deal to bring Wilkinson Minerals to this site along the Saginaw River and work to keep Phase 2 of Uptown Bay City moving forward. It wasn't just big developments. Our building and planning divisions didn't miss a beat when it came to reviewing site plans and issuing permits. Just take a look at the numbers. Funding was also secured to knock down 18 blighted or dangerous homes, making a difference in neighborhoods. Our code enforcement team never slowed down. New cases continued to come in, resulting in more tickets and cases being sent to district court compared to 2019. Community Development Block Grant CARES Act funding made an impact on the homeowners and businesses who needed it most. We helped 222 homeowners and 38 small businesses with the federal funding. We also rallied to support businesses in a more visible way. If you dined outside, maybe on a patio in the middle of the street, a collaboration from several city divisions made it possible by reworking or creating new ordinances to shutting down streets for what we called feet on the street. We hope to do it again this year.
By the way, I'm new too. One of the goals in 2020 was to connect city government with community members. We sure hope you've learned something on our Facebook pages. Be sure to like them all.
Hello, my name is Robert Dion, DPW Director for the City of Bay City. Despite the COVID pandemic, City of Bay City DPW was able to complete all projects as planned for 2020.
Above and below ground, our Department of Public Works team completed work on South Trumbull Street, providing a smoother surface and water upgrades for McLaren Bay region. The lead abatement program is moving full steam ahead with more than 500 service lines and 8 water mains replaced. Other highlights include a collaboration with Central High School for the Johnson Street crosswalk, increased street sweeping in the fall, preparing our Marquette Street DPW building for future use, and internal work on the Independence Bridge. In late 2020, legislation was passed in Lansing, paving the way for Bay City Bridge partners to take over Independence and Liberty bridges, creating a unique public-private partnership. Once again, high water kept the boat launch at Veterans Memorial Park closed, but there was a lot to celebrate along the riverfront.
Ready?
Play City at Vets Park is now open thanks to a collaboration between the city and volunteers. Across the river, major renovations were done at Winona Park, inside the bathrooms, and more visibly, the new band shell. We're flying high at the James Clements Municipal Airport. We welcomed Jeff Coons as our new airport manager and added years to the lives of our runways with this new surface. In February, the Recycling Raccoons joined our team to help us spread the word about curbside recycling. A few months later, we officially opened our Bay City Recycles Drop-Off Center, giving our region a new recycling option. By the way, you can schedule a drop-off appointment online now or even reserve our park facilities.
Hi, my name is Sharon Cooper. I'm with the City of Bay City's Wastewater Treatment Plant. In 2020, we've been here the entire year working on plant operations and maintaining the city's sewer infrastructure.
Wastewater made some major upgrades across the system and at our doorstep. We replaced the equipment room at the retention basin number 4, which is below ground at Winona Park. Above and below ground, our team revamped the Mason Street lift station. The upgrades give us better monitoring capabilities, among other features. Arriving at the wastewater treatment plant is smoother. Seriously, this paving project around the facility was much needed. Finally, we are ready for 2021 and the city's next major construction project on Winona Street. We completed the video inspection portion of our sewer system. This is what it looks like below ground.
Hi, I'm Jay Anderson, Director of Bay City Electric Light and Power. Regardless of the pandemic, we're doing everything to keep the power on for you. Have a great year.
When the first stay-home order went into effect in March, Bay City Electric Light and Power made sure the lights stayed on so students could learn virtually and parents could work from home. Our essential frontline workers got the job done despite the pandemic and staffing shortages. Project highlights include replacing aging electric poles along State Park Drive. New poles went in near Merson, a large employer. We continued to replace the system along Ionia Avenue, and underground work was done at Uptown Bay City. It wasn't until late 2020 that we were able to hire 2 new journeyman linemen following a commission-approved pay rate adjustment. Vegetation management rolled out a new tree planting effort. We are using 5 select tree types to bring vibrancy back to where we had to remove potentially damaging trees. Our hard work paid off. In 2020, we earned the American Public Power Association's Diamond designation for being a reliable public power provider, or RP3. The high honor is based on our reliability, safety, workforce development, and system improvement.
Hello, I'm Mike Cicchini, Public Safety Director for the City of Bay City. 2020 was an unprecedented year, but the men and women of the Department of Public Safety showed up each day and did their job well.
The work of our essential frontline public safety officers and firefighters never stopped during the pandemic. If anything, it picked up. Through the pandemic and significant social unrest, the men and women of the Department of Public Safety came to work every day and put it all on the line without complaint. Another MVP contender. This flashover training trailer is one of many continuing education opportunities. We also created an internal fire academy and welcomed our first full-time female firefighter. Altogether, we hired 10 new public safety officers. One of our new PSOs is the result of a partnership with Bridge the Gap to sponsor a police recruit at the Delta College Police Academy. By now, you may have seen our 4-legged crime fighter, K9 Loki. Corporal Paul Cairns and K9 Loki are the city's first ever K9 unit. Our public safety officers are also carrying new duty guns. Perhaps our proudest accomplishment of 2020, we earned accreditation through the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Committee for the first time ever. It's a stamp of approval showing our policies and procedures meet or exceed state standards.
So yes, 2020 was tough, but we're stronger. The City of Bay City learned new ways to do business and serve our community. Our frontline workers never stopped providing essential services, while other employees traded in a city office for a home office. All of this was seamless. The struggles aren't over yet, but we're determined to find the best way forward together.
And if you'd like to see some of our other accomplishments, please check out our YouTube channel. We've posted our videos from 2020. Be sure to look for more this year as we connect you
with your city government.